guys, it's me, Utterly Chloe, aka Mariah, and I'm back with a new YouTube video. And in today's YouTube video, we're going to be talking about Queen Bee versus Vesperia combat. I always see people argue about this on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, literally anything. Although when it comes to Chloe and Zoe, the fans are always fighting and bringing the other up. In this video, I'm going to try my very best to not be biased. If you're not new to my channel or who I am, you're probably very aware that I hate Zoe Vesperia with a passion and that Chloe is my favorite character, but I'm gonna try my best to not let that blind my unprofessional analysis of their fighting abilities. Usually when I do debates between Chloe and Zoe, Vesperia, Queen Bee, I always try to be unbiased, and if I do say something that is biased, I'll just admit it. I'll be like, yeah, no, I just like her better. That's it. You know, like, I'll admit it. So I'll try to do that for this video. Also, keep in mind that I am making this video before season 6 is out. Only like, I think a few episodes are released at this point, and we haven't even seen Vesperia really do anything yet. So not that she ever really does much anyways, but still. So any season 6 Vesperia combat is not going to be talked about because we haven't seen it yet. But I'm gonna be completely honest, even if we had seen it, let's say season 6, 7, and 8 were out, I still wouldn't count any of that combat because it's not fair to Queen Bee, because Queen Bee only had 2 seasons worth of the Bee Miraculous, and Zoe's already had 2 as well. So I think that's a good amount of experience that we can use to decipher who's better at combat. I'm gonna keep it real, like, for future references, I will never care what the heck Vesperia does from season 6 forward. Zoe already had 2 seasons to do literally anything. She had 2 seasons to develop as a character and to show some actual combat skills, which is as much as Queen Bee / Chloe got. And she didn't do either of those things. I don't care what the F she does in season 6 and beyond. It's too late. I don't care. It's not fair. It doesn't matter. This video is not me saying who is the better bee holder, who is more worthy, anything like that. This is strictly just me saying who I think is better at fighting. Disclaimer before we start, as always, these are all just my opinions. You don't have to agree or disagree. The world will not end if somebody disagrees with you. And I always love to hear what you guys have to say, whether you agree or disagree with me. I'm always interested, as long as we keep the conversation respectful. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe, and let's just get into this video and have enough jibber jabber intro nonsense that nobody cares about. First thing I kind of want to talk about is the use of venom itself, you know, the Bee Miraculous's power. We really only see Queen Bee use venom like 2 times, whereas Vesperia, I feel like the bulk of her scenes are her doing venom. From what I saw, I think Queen Bee has only used venom twice, once to immobilize the train conductor and then the other to mobilize her father when he was akumatized. So obviously it's kind of easy to compare how both of these girls use venom. I honestly don't think venom is a hard power to use. All you have to do is touch your opponent. Obviously what makes it hard to touch your opponent is if they are really mobile. This is something I always see Vesperia stans argue, saying, yeah, well, look at the opponents that Vesperia is facing versus the opponents that Queen Bee is facing. Vesperia's opponents are so much bigger and harder. But in reality, if you think about it, the best opponent that a Bee Miraculous holder can face is a big opponent, someone that is easy to touch. If somebody's bigger, it's gonna be easier to touch whereas them. Queen Bee's villains were much smaller and a harder target to hit. So honestly, I don't think Vesperia is very impressive. My bestie AAP Queen Bee, aka Adam on TikTok, is gonna say a little bit of his thoughts that I agree with about Vesperia's fighting skills.
Yeah, Zoe stans usually say that, you know, she didn't have the chance to show any other ability but venom, but that's not true, because, you know, Penalty was distracted because she was about to kick the ball and Zoe came from behind and venomed her, and that didn't make sense because, like, why did you waste your power like that when you have to recharge it? But yeah, you had the chance to, I don't know, trap her and make the other teammates take the ball, since she's very great at fighting, I guess. Also, as Kitty Noir, she was just a mess. She was about to die if it wasn't for Scarabella. So yeah, I'm very convinced. Like, I'm not even being biased. Like, she's normal. I feel like she's not super bad, but she's not a great fighter at all, at least from what we saw so far. Because why is there this teaser in which she throws her weapon and Like, why are people glamorizing that? Like, she just threw the weapon. Like, what did she do? And they're like, she's ready to beat the cannot fight allegations. Like, she didn't do anything special in that scene. Also threw the weapon without holding the string. Like, babes, how will you get the weapon back? Will you need to call Sabrina in order for her to use fetch so you can get it back? Like, there's a string for a reason. Why didn't you use it?
Thank you, Adam. Now back to me. Though I will give Vesperia points for actually using venom because Chloe doesn't really use it. Like, in a moment where she should have used it was when she was fighting Mayura. She should have quickly venomed her and grabbed her miraculous. And people always say, well, Vesperia would have done that. She would have venomed her. Do we even think that Vesperia would have been able to get that close with Mayura, though? Because if you look at the majority of Vesperia's fight scenes, she never actually fights. She's usually just teleported right where she has to go, or she just jumps on her opponent. I feel like when it comes to fighting, if you look at any of Chloe's fighting clips versus any of Vesperia's quote-unquote fighting clips, it's extremely obvious who the better fighter is. In all honesty, who is better at being a superhero. I'm not talking about morality, I'm talking about fighting, defeating villains. Queen Bee is much more mobile and she's much better at throwing hands, defending, just combat in general. I really don't even understand why this is a debate. If I'm being completely honest, Vesperia stands, I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. You're being delusional if you think that Vesperia is a better fighter or superhero as far as fighting and beating opponents goes. Not only is Chloe able to do hand-to-hand combat, she's also able to use her spinning top. She uses it as a shield. She uses it as a sort of rope thing to like swoosh from building to building, kind of in the way that Ladybug does with her yo-yo. So while Queen Bee doesn't really use the venom power that much, I don't really think that matters. I think the fact that she doesn't have to rely solely on her power honestly makes her even more impressive as a superheroine. Like, besides Cat Noir and Ladybug, if you think about it, all of the other heroes, the only time that they're useful is when they're using their powers. Nobody's really counting on them to throw hands. Also, Chloe is very capable in fighting one-to-one with someone, hence the fight with her and Mayura. She's also able to take on hundreds of opponents at once in Heroes Day. She was literally the last one to get akumatized, and the only reason she did was because of Despair Bear and Dark Cupid basically tying her down and forcing her to get akumatized. People talk about Vesperia's flexibility and motion and all that, and she is very good at that, I'll admit. Like, she's doing little flips, but so was Queen Bee. That's not really anything that is solely Vesperia. Queen Bee is very agile. Another reason why I think Queen Bee is the better fighter is she's also smart. I know people always think that Chloe's dumb, and yes, she's not the brightest bulb, but she's not completely idiotic. At least in the first 3 seasons, she had some sort of intelligence. I think the best representation of her battle IQ is when she literally told Ladybug how to use her lucky charm, and she was able to assess that in like 5 seconds.
What am I supposed to do with this? Tickles! Of course!
Like, besides that, you also have to have some level of battle IQ to be able to dodge and avert attacks like she was able to do in Heroes Day. Honestly, I rest my case. I feel like I've made enough good, valid arguments why Queen Bee is a better fighter than Vesperia without being biased. Like, I give Vesperia points for actually using venom, but at the same time, I feel like just because you're the bee holder or the fox holder or anything like that, you don't have to use your powers. Like, if you're able to defeat the villain without it, honestly, that makes you even more impressive as a hero. Yes, Vesperia's opponents are bigger, which a lot of people think makes it harder, but if you're a Bee Miraculous holder, then a bigger opponent is the best thing you can have. So much easier to touch, especially when Vesperia is able to be teleported by Pegasus, since all of the heroes are fighting now. Back when it was Queen Bee, It was literally just Queen Bee and Ladybug and Cat Noir, or maybe Rena Rouge and Carapace. It was very limited. You didn't have that much help. To be even more unbiased, I'ma include her time as Kitty Noir. She had one of the main Miraculouses and didn't really do anything astonishing at all. Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like the only reason they even won that battle was because of Scarabella. Scarabella literally saved her life. So to end this video and summarize, I think Queen Bee easily is the better fighter, and it's not even close. The only thing that Vesperia has over Queen Bee is venoming, and like I already stated, venoming does not matter. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments. Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you have any good arguments as to why Vesperia is a better fighter than Queen Bee? If so, let me know in the comments. I'm very curious because I've yet to seen a really good argument. Again, this video is not about who deserves to have the Bee Miraculous more, who's the better Miraculous holder or anything like that. Although I kind of do think fighter makes you a better holder if you're better at fighting, so maybe she is a better Bee Miraculous holder in my opinion. Who deserves it more? That's not what this video is about. I feel like there's many other things that I could make a video about Queen Bee versus Vesperia, like who deserves it, who's got a better outfit, stuff like that. If you guys want me to do any more Chloe versus Zoe debates, let me know in the comments and what kind of topic you'd want me to talk about. But for now, I think that's all I have to say. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye. I love you. Hey guys, it's me, Utterly Chloe, aka Mariah, just popping in to let you guys know how you can help support me and the channel. I have just opened up a Patreon, which will grant you guys some exclusive perks. Some of the perks include early access to my YouTube videos, aka you will see all the videos before anyone else does, #VIP. I will also be doing shoutouts and give you guys a chance to be featured in a voiceover video. So if you've ever wanted to be in one of my voiceover videos, now is the time. I really want to make this Patreon something for you guys, so if there's anything you think I should add in my Patreon, then let me know. I am always open to suggestions. Another way that you can help out is by doing Super Thanks. Super Thanks is a specialized comment that will always be noticed and hearted by me. I will always respond to you no matter what you say. I am of course grateful for anything you guys choose to do. If you cannot afford to do any of these things, don't worry. Watching, liking, commenting on my videos is more than enough. YouTube is my job. If you guys want me to keep making videos for you consistently, I need all the help that I can get, especially now that I have to pay Links rent. To my Patreon will be in the description and in the comment section. But anyways, that's all for now, guys. Back to the video.